What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. It's 50 degrees here in Wisconsin. Well, it's actually dropping down to freezing rain as I speak, which is, of course, the penalty we pay for one mildly warm day in February. But that's neither here nor there. There is a new interesting law being proposed, or I don't know exactly what you would call it. It's called the Kids Online Safety Act, and it's being brought forth by Senator Richard Blumenthal, and I'm quite concerned about it. Why? Well, because I saw what COPPA did. It destroyed entire sections of creators. The claw machine space, done. The space around like Legos, which, any content that is stuff that YouTube viewed as, targeted towards younger demographics, had all of their analytics just destroyed. Their videos stopped getting recommended. People couldn't comment on their videos. And there are many complex categories in there that, while you might argue Legos targeted towards a younger audience, the fact of the matter is most of these Lego sets are $100 or more, and some of them costing $400, $500, $600. They're absolutely not targeted towards exclusively a young demographic, but there are a lot of channels that just got caught up in this new policy that YouTube had to put in place, and it destroyed people that I knew in this space. I had a claw machine channel, and I saw what happened when YouTube rolled that out. And now there's this new tweet talking about big tech has failed and betrayed its trust, putting profits above safety. Okay, safety is concerning. Marshall Blackburn and I are introducing the Kids Online Safety Act to give kids and parents the tools and safeguards to protect against toxic content. Here we go. Who's going to define what's toxic? You? The government? YouTube? You mean the government that says I can't, has a list longer than you'd ever imagine of things I'm not allowed to talk about? This is a Trojan horse. And hold big tech accountable for dangerous algorithms. Woo, dangerous algorithms. How about parents? Hold parents accountable. How about you leave YouTube and other online platforms alone and tell parents to do their job? Maybe your 7-year-old doesn't need unmonitored access to a smartphone or a tablet. Maybe you should spend some time with your kids and have some responsibility as an adult. There is innumerable tools that you can put in to safeguard internet activity. Sure, they could go to a friend's house, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I don't want the government getting involved at all, because once they do, here's what's going to happen. They're going to put out some stupid law that's going to be impossible to interpret, and then the platforms, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or whatever, they're going to overcorrect because they don't want to, but they're going to adhere to it because it's the law. And then they're going to destroy thousands of creators' livelihoods because they don't want to get in trouble. That's what's going to happen. Did COPPA really keep the kids safe? No. It certainly destroyed thousands of people's livelihoods, though. The Kids Online Safety Act bill introduced to protect the safety of children on the internet. Now, Daily Wire will probably support this, but I'll be surprised. We'll see. A bill with bipartisan support will be introduced in the Senate on Wednesday that would require social media companies to add additional steps to protect anyone under 16. The proposed bill requires social media platforms to provide a safe default environment and help prevent potentially destructive paths. People learning on their own, people going down their own path is what they really want to be stopped, right? I mean, that's what we're talking about here. When these people say, "Oh, I went down the misinformation rabbit hole," a lot of us, that's what the media calls it, but a lot of us call that just, getting educated and learning more. They don't think that anyone's capable of making their own decisions, so they just blame the content. Quote, the legislation also requires independent audits and supports public scrutiny from experts and academic researchers to ensure that parents and policymakers know whether social media platforms are taking meaningful steps to address risks to kids, according to the statement. No, 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 no. 1,000 times no. This will not make the internet safer. This will not protect anyone. What it will do is probably put billions of dollars in fine penalties into the government's pockets and destroy a whole nother section of YouTube, or make regular people's videos impossible to find. It's already impossible unless you're a brand TM to get any traction on YouTube. This is going to make it even worse. I'm sick of this. Sick of the kids. The kids. Think of the kids. No. Do your job as a parent. In here, and by the way, they don't actually care about the kids, right? This is about control. This is about saying, hey, people can't do their own research. We have to make sure that these kids only receive government-approved messaging while they're young and impressionable. In hearings of the last year, Senator Blumenthal and I have heard countless stories of emotional damage affecting young users. Nobody forces you. Your kids don't have to be on Facebook. They don't have to be on TikTok. And I don't even want to hear it. I don't. Don't want to hear it. My kid isn't going to be on any social media. I can guarantee you that. I don't deny that it's a toxic place, but I will respond in kind. It's not daddy government's job to do that for me. Now, it's going to address these harms by setting necessary safety guide rails in online platforms to follow that will require transparency and give parents more peace of mind. Okay. Senator Blumenthal is probably 1,000-year-old dinosaur. Yeah, I definitely don't want this dude working with YouTube to say what content people should or shouldn't be consuming. A Wall Street Journal report cited that a 2020 study found that 32% of teens said that they felt bad about their bodies. Instagram made them feel worse. The report also noted comparisons on Instagram can change how young women view and describe them. Then don't use Instagram. Then tell your kid they're not using it. You know what? Here's a novel idea. Need to get a hold of your kid? Here's a flip phone. You know they still exist, right? Your kid can have a flip phone to text you or to call you when they need you, and that's it. This isn't some draconian punishment. If you're worried about it, okay, so either you can address these issues, by the way, with your kids. If they're on Instagram, you can make sure you edify them on, hey, Photoshop is a thing, and you could show them some meme compilations of, how someone like Pokemon looks without makeup and looks with makeup. Or you could show how like someone very famous like Kim Kardashian looks with and without Photoshop. And you can address that as an adult, as a parent to your child and say, hey, I don't care that you're on Instagram, but know that when you're seeing these people, they're airbrushing, they're photoshopping, they're doing all this stuff. They don't look like that in real life. And then you could show them 100 videos of where it's side by side of how people look in real life versus it, and the problem would be solved. I'm not even a parent, but I think that would be pretty effective. And if you don't think you can do it, then say you're not on Instagram. Sure, they might see it or go to a friend's house and be on it occasionally, but they're not going to be walking around like most of these millennials zombies, walking down the street like this all the time on their cell phones. I sit sometimes at family dinners or family events, and there's 5 people there, all of them, including myself, by the way, on our cell phones. It's pathetic how we've got here. It's bad. My parents didn't know about this stuff. When I was young, like MySpace was like brand new when I was like 16. My parents didn't know about social media. It wasn't like it is now, but certainly people in my generation know about it. It's pretty easy. It's been endorsed by Child Safety, including Common Sense Media, the American Psychological Association, and the Five Rights Foundation. I'm sure none of these people have government grants. I'm not saying that I think it's unwise to, or that it's not worth investing some technology into providing young, impressionable people a more welcoming experience online, or, whatever the case may be. But let the free market do that. I mean, as long as I can remember, for the last 25 years or something, there's always been some form of like parent block on the internet. I'm sure that technology is vastly improved over time. Don't invite the government in. Everything they touch gets bloated and turns terrible. I don't disagree that I worry about the effects, the long-term effects of social media on kids, but I don't want the government involved. I want parents involved. And I think most of you would agree, and most parents would agree with me. And if you understand what every time the government does something, what it actually looks like, just look at what COPPA did to YouTube. You want more of that? No, I don't think so. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do not support this bill, and we'll talk to you again real soon.